Boss fights are a huge part of gaming. They can either make or break a game and leave the player feeling energized and satisfied, or so frustrated that controllers go through windows.
Today we're counting down the top 5 worst boss fights we've had to face in our gaming lives. These are our personal opinions, and if you disagree with our list then, let us know, but don't be fooled into thinking we actually will read the message, or that we care, because we don't.
This list won't be the most conventional, because we wanted to avoid cliche-hated boss fights covered in pretty much everyone else's videos. But these bosses are still some of the worst fights we have found during our gaming lifetime.
But enough random chit-chat, let's get this countdown going.
So at number 5 we have Arturo Plateado from Bleach Shattered Blade. This is based on the anime and manga named Bleach. This guy isn't so much as hard unless you stop fighting him as a guy who just spins and rolls to attack.
And occasionally throws balls.
Oh yeah. But he's more annoying. You see, he gets this special move, which all the other characters can only get when they release their spiritual pressure.
Which basically means earning enough points in the battle to actually be able to attack.
Yeah. He doesn't actually have to do any of that, he can just do it straight off the bat. And he also gets this cool move which paralyzes you completely in place so that you have to, just stand there while he does mass damage to you.
Also, I can't quite tell what accent he's got going on, and after much debating, I think me and Cab have agreed it's got to be a cross between Transylvanian and Antonio Banderas, which is really off-putting.
Oh yeah, completely. Distracting as hell. We also feel the need to point out the fact that when this game was released in the UK, the anime series hadn't got very far, so people who'd just been watching the show and then played this game had no idea what Arturo actually was.
We should point out he's an Orankov, which don't pop up until about Series 6 of Bleach.
Yeah, this game came out somewhere between Season 3 and 4, I do believe, so there was not even a hint of what this guy could have possibly been.
Nope, no clue, but he was awesome.
Yeah. And overall, this fight's just annoying because of his powerful moves and, his confusing accent and what the hell he is.
It makes you laugh halfway through the fight, it's bad.
But yeah, we do have a lot of love for this guy, but we hate the fight.
But he does get an amazing line once you defeat him, which just makes you think it's a bit like the Wizard of Oz where he's melting.
Melting!
Yeah, so we're gonna let you enjoy that now. Fun.
This is impossible! How can I lose to the likes of a human? I'm vanishing! I'm vanishing! Yeah!
At number 4 we have Guyog from The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Let's set the scene. You've worked your way through a water temple, and we all know how frustrating those are. Changing water flow directions, battling a giant eyeball monster, battling a frog and his weird jelly slime, and finally made it to the boss room. Here you find yourself on a lone platform surrounded by water, and suddenly a giant fish flies out of the water over you. This guy screams frustration as he rams into the platform, jumps over you, or slides along the platform into you, and only allows you minuscule windows for attack. Your best chance to actually hit him is to get into the water and leave yourself open for being eaten and spitten out. You have to aim for his gills as a Zora using your electric barrier, yet he is very quick to turn around and you're back to being fish food. So this guy's on the list because after being close to tearing out your hair from the temple, he may well have you throwing your remote through the TV screen in a game rage fit.
So at number 3 we have Guilt, specifically the Savato strain, which comes from Trauma Centre's Second Opinion.
This operation is quite long and can be damn hard trying to complete within the given time limit. This guy's heart rate will drop like a beast if you don't keep up your assault on the guilt and the strange web it creates. However, the second you destroy one string of the web, it will melt away your scalpel and you have to wait a bit before a new one is usable, and during this time he will create new web strings and send out small creatures that will burrow into the patient, which you have to laser away as well as keeping up with attacking the web.
This first stage can be quite frustrating with the amount you have to keep on top of all at once, and once you manage to destroy this first set of webs, the little creature will move further along the heart and start the whole process again, before repeating the process again in another location. Once you reach the second stage, you have to laser off the guilt's multiple protective layers, as it creates deep lacerations while more little creatures join in on the fun of destroying your patient. Did I mention this guilt moves ridiculously fast as well when you're trying to laser it? And if you ignore these lacerations, as you know the funky little bug things have your attention, your patient's lifeline decides it too wants to join in on the party, and gets some attention, so drops dramatically, causing you to dance around in mass panic. Once you've done enough damage and this deadly party has moved to a more happening location in your patient's body, you reach the final stage where stuff gets even more random.
It's at this point one of the surgeons will declare that it is time to use the healing touch, which is a special skill that slows down time and pretty much freezes the guilt. Although the game will pop up with the star and the game background will slow down, fooling you into thinking the star has automatically been activated for you, it hasn't. So once you finally realise you have to activate it and draw a star, which may take you about 1,000,000 different tries, as it can be quite hard to get the star right, the guilt stops moving and you're able to inject it with a killer serum and finally destroy the guilt.
Though through all the annoyance of trying to do the most simple and normal task of this battle, drawing a star, you tend to have thrown your controller and yourself out of a window, making this boss fight, if we can even call it that, one of the most annoying boss fights in history. No one wants to draw a pentagram in the middle of a boss battle, especially not one that has to be perfectly drawn with a Wii remote. So, at number 2. Picture this, you spent the last 2 days ragging through No More Heroes 1, beat the final boss of that game with no problems, and start on your little assassin adventure in No More Heroes 2. Right off the bat in this game, you're forced to fight annoyingly aggravating bosses, but none aggravated me more so than this guy. No, not Jasper Bat Jr. Annoying, yes, but not the worst fight of that game. I have never been as frustrated by a boss as I was by Captain Vladimir. Just thinking about this fight gives me nightmares. So where do I start? This guy has a shield, which means you can only hit him from the back, and even that doesn't work because magically his shield can occasionally block the back too, meaning you get ass raped by lasers. A lot. The oddest lot of attacks this boss sends out at you is ridiculous, from the annoying lasers I mentioned earlier, to the big beams of light coming out of the sky and flying meteorites that have a vendetta against you. This guy is a powerhouse, and if you can avoid his attacks and getting close to land a hit on him, he is most likely to teleport to the other side of the battlefield and start throwing multiple attacks at you in quick succession. Getting him down to low health just means you're more likely to end up the headless assassin rather than the crownless assassin, because this guy will throw 3 attacks at you in one go, meaning there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Oh, and did I mention his one-hit KO move that takes up all but a tiny portion of the battlefield, making it near impossible to avoid? Enough said. This guy is one of the most absolute worst gaming fights I've ever attempted, and the only thing I enjoyed about this fight was getting that final blow in and watching this character piss off for eternity. So, we're finally here. We made it to the big beastie of annoying boss fights. It's that fight that stalks us in the shadows, the fight that haunts our dreams, and its name is Time Eater from Sonic Generations.
This boss is definitely deserving in every aspect of the #1 spot on our list. In this fight, you get to play as both Classic Sonic and Modern Sonic, meaning double the power, or double the annoyance. Classic Sonic's only real use is to fly off screen and collect rings, which he can't actually do because, well, he just sucks, and hell if I can see where those bloody rings are. You occasionally throw him at rubble that's blocking your attack path, but again, he's likely to miss because we can't aim and he just can't destroy rubble.
As annoying as that is, that's not even the worst part of this boss fight. Our biggest issue with it is we have no idea what we're doing or how to hit the damn thing. Honestly, we've tried everything from boosting endlessly at the guy to shooting Classic Sonic at him to just kamikazing at the bastard in a desperate attempt to land at least one hit. All of this has resulted in the same ending: multiple death.
Actually, I have managed to beat this boss once, but I've no clue how to do it again, though I did find out that if you just hold X, the game will do all the work for you, except the real helpful part of collecting rings for you. If your rings run out, you fall to your death, and believe me, this will happen a lot. Edge found this fight to be too trippy and had to seek shelter in the form of a duvet, and missed me finish the fight, meaning she will never witness the trippy glory of destroying this beast.
Oh, we may have forgotten to mention that if the boss fight itself wasn't death-inducing to your soul, the support characters will make sure they do their part and destroy your soul that little bit more by shouting pointless and useless bits of information at you constantly through a little device they created specifically just to do that with. Okay, yes, this boss fight is pretty cool looking, and the music's damn good, but none of this makes up for the horror of the boss.
Nothing is more frustrating than a boss fight which gives you no clues at all how to defeat it, which is why we think Time Eater is the worst boss fight we have ever done. Thanks for watching our video, and if you liked it, please click the subscribe button to help slowly repair our broken souls from having to replay these boss fights just to get footage for this video.